Oh, so cute. How can kids be so cute? What the fuck? Where's the NTR tag on this shit? When the anime of the season shits itself on the second to last episode. Erased, you were so good. Oh, so good I even went ahead and read the manga after watching the first couple of episodes because I couldn't wait an entire week between each one. But then I finished the manga, and when the anime followed that infamous route the manga took, I just couldn't bring myself to finish it. Half a year later and I finally get around to watching the last episode because after it shafted the best character in the show, I just physically didn't want to watch it anymore. The only reason I was able to finish the manga was because I was clinging to the hope that there would be another reset and they'd finally be able to get together. So when that didn't happen, and I knew it wasn't going to happen, I just gave up all hope. Basically, Erased is the great cuck of anime, leading its viewers on right until the end where it yanks the romance away from us and taunts us with the lack of fucks it gives about doing it. And this video will be a discussion of exactly why it thought this would be a good idea. Hint, it wasn't. So throughout the anime it develops this cutie pie innocent childhood romance that is just a breath of fresh air amidst the plethora of awkward teen romance animes we get every season that never go anywhere. It's fresh because it's with kids, and these kids are just so innocent, the interactions between them feel so genuine. Sure, there's awkward moments, but they don't feel awkward because they're kids, and not social retards like 90% of the teen anime protagonists that end up in a romance are. On top of this, there's blatant romantic moments, but they're so innocent they don't even realize it, so they don't ruin it with some over-the-top embarrassed blabble, and we can fully enjoy the moment. Anyway, I think I'm just glad it's a romance that doesn't devolve into random awkward titty grabbing, followed by that timeless classical line popularized by dictators throughout the ages. It's not what it looks like. I really don't know why that's so popular. I know titties are glorious, but it's just a ball of fat. You don't have to recoil from it like you just hit the trigger on the bomb vest she's wearing and she's about to explode on you. Well, of course, since it's Japan, she's probably gonna be Tsun and metaphorically explode at you. Also known as beating the living shit out of you because of an accident, because, I don't know, Japs just fucking love that shit or something. At least that's the conclusion I come to when I see it popping up in every anime ever. I mean, it takes a pretty strong masochist mindset to think girls that constantly beat the shit out of you are cute as fuck. But I guess weird shit happens when you get nuked and then fall in love with the country that did it. Okay. I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. Anyway, I'm just saying this romance was appreciated all the more because it felt so genuine and real, and super fucking cute. It was damn nice, and I got a little invested in it, especially since I think Kaio's personality is great too. And how did my investment turn out? It fucking sunk to the bottom of the ocean. I got fucking cucked. It's going great, she gets saved, and woo, we all sailing the ship. They make that classic childhood friend promise to meet up again in the future, and we know what's gonna happen then. Ooh yeah. Of course, this has to be when they're all grown up, because you gotta have the big anime titties. I mean, who doesn't watch anime for the big anime titties? They're like the definition of anime, right? What would it be without them? A fucking cartoon?
Other level of harassment, really.
So after the time skip, he wakes up from his coma, and we're sitting here waiting for those big anime titties to come up and smother him, and, well, as you can see, they have developed nicely, but there's something disturbing underneath them. This is just a slap to the face, a kick in the balls. This is the most savage joke possible that you could play on your viewers. Ha 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 ha, you like that, romance? Ha 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 ha, go fuck yourself. Come on, just, what the fuck, man? No, it's just so fucked. I mean, this is like, you know when you're browsing some random doujins, and you see the cover of one all cute and innocent and lovely, like My-chan's Daily Life, and you go, ooh, I bet that's a nice vanilla manga. Then you get into it, and it reveals what it really is, and oh no, what the fuck, no. Yeah, that's what you just did to us, man. What the actual fuck. So just a short note before I go on, I'll be talking about both the anime and manga in tandem here, because for this particular situation in Erased, they're similar. So when I address someone, I'm mostly addressing the mangaka, even if I'm referring to the anime, because the mangaka was the one that made this decision, so he's the one responsible for it. So why'd he do it? What did we do to deserve this pain? Why'd he decide to go ahead and completely fuck with all his loyal fans? One reason could be realism. It's a show about solving a mystery set in the real world, so realism is important, right? I at least see this as the most common defense of this plot twist. Oh, this is how it would work realistically. People move on. She would never wait for him. Realism, real. Okay, I get it, you like dick, but if you could get it out of your throat for a second, that would be great. Oh my god, how could you insult us like that? Oh shit, please put it back in if that's all you're gonna take it out for. No, seriously, this is just a joke. It's just joke, man. Please have mercy. So yeah, there's a lot of anime based in realism, and it can be an important part to make the plot coherent and trustworthy. Since if your plot is based in realism and you do something unrealistic, well, it's just not gonna gel right. There's just one glaringly obvious thing that's kind of what the entire premise of the anime is centered around that isn't quite realistic, which thus undermines the entire idea of realism being at all important here. Fucking time travel! For no explained reason whatsoever. It's just something we gotta accept, a suspension of disbelief for the plot's sake. That in itself is fine, but if you have something like that as a central theme in your show, and you don't even attempt to give some sciencey explanation for it to keep it within the bounds of the show's internal realism, like for example something like Steins Gate does, then you can't rely on realism as an excuse for any other shit that happens. A lot of anime is fantasy fulfillment that is entertaining exactly because it doesn't need to follow the cripplingly depressive rules of the real world. We are led to believe that this romance would actually go somewhere, only to be hit in the face by this forced realism, like a weeb chasing a figure of Nico, only to be knocked the fuck out by the Nico knee. What's that? You like this romance? Too bad fucking realism. It's a shame you're watching a medium well known for its strict realistic standards that suck the fun out of anything, am I right? This random asshole comes in and whips her away. You cucking little shit. I don't even want to get into how ridiculously unrealistic it is that it's this guy that never had any indication of having any chemistry with her whatsoever. I'm just going to assume the author put the names of his side characters into a hat and drew one and whoop-de-fucking-do. Yep, that's good, that'll do. This will be the one that rails her. Also, if we really care about realism, let's have a look at this a little more closely, shall we? It was a 15-year time skip, and Kayo was 10 when it happened. That makes her 25 on the far side of it. The average age of a woman with her first child is 30 in Japan, so she's already married and with a kid at 25. It's quite a bit underneath the average there. I mean, it's certainly not unheard of, and it's not super young, so sure, it can realistically happen, but I'm just saying, this is quite a ways off the average. And anyway, at 25, it's not like she's getting past her prime and is desperate to settle down with someone before she misses her opportunity to. So many people aren't even in a serious relationship by that age, let alone married and with kids. So while it is realistic that she could have kids by this age, it's also realistic and more likely, if we go by Japan's averages, that she could not have a kid, that she could be single or in a casual relationship, still fucking around on Tinder or whatever Japs use and having plenty of fun while she's waiting for the love of her life to come out of his coma. I mean, this psycho motherfucker waited 15 years without killing anyone just so he could do it when he woke up, but she couldn't. What the fuck? This should have been the ship. Oh. So another reason I see for this, or rather the lack of a reason for them getting together, is that it was never really romance. We just imagined the romance. He was just trying to save her, and getting close to her in order to do that was misinterpreted as romance. Come the fuck on. You often knew exactly what he was doing here. I mean, look at these scenes and tell me he wasn't baiting the romance here.
18年前は一人で見て、誰に話しても信じてもらえなかった。
カップルかな。きっとそうだ。
This romance even serves an important plot point. It humanizes Kayo and gets us to know her more intimately, so we care that much more about saving her. I don't even remember the names of the other random kids, like Content Cop, Fat Cunt, the Dark Cuck Lord, I don't know, something like that. Anyway, because the romance was the main focus, Kayo and Satoru's cute as fuck interactions are central to the plot. That just makes it all the more infuriating that when Kayo is saved, this main character that gets the majority of screen time outside the main protagonist, and we as viewers have been persuaded to give a shit about, when she is saved, the author just throws her in the trash like, you're done now, later bitch. We see almost no Kayo after this point. It's like she becomes a rare cameo appearance in her own show. This is mainly for the manga because the anime is only like, 1.5 episodes after the cuck happens, so of course you're not going to see all that much then. But the manga goes on quite a ways after this, and yeah, you don't see much of her. Maybe that's why this cuck is just so infuriating. This great character and her strong relationship with the protagonist and their budding romance that seems like it has just started to get good is all tossed aside as if it all never mattered whatsoever. It's insulting to a character that we as viewers invested our fucks into up to this point. What is with anime doing this? It was the same with Re:Zero. Just throw out a character that your viewers love right before the ending. Is it so surprising that your viewers give a shit about the characters in your anime and therefore get pissed when you show that you don't by fucking shafting them? It's so frustrating. But not only does he throw her character away, it seems he changes it too. It seems pretty out of character that she would cuck him when Satoru was her first friend and her first love, the person that dragged her out of the solitudinal nightmare that was her existence and, not to forget, literally saved her life. He changes her from this emo little brat who literally wanted to disappear from the world into someone that actually looks forward to the future. That isn't just some childhood crush that will go away with time, that's a monumental fucking person in your life that will shape your future forever. He's basically a god to her at this point, but she never even shows a shred of regret for cucking him. She just waltzes up, proudly holding the evidence of her cuck, and it's just like, sup, look at my baby, haha, yeah, I'm gonna act as if we never had anything going on. This is so fucking insulting. At the least, show some backstory explaining how it managed to get to this point. Even something as basic as her waiting by his side, depressed and crying and hoping for him to wake up, with years passing like this until she just can't handle it anymore and she has to move on or risk reverting back to the crippling depression he saved her from. That is the easiest and most generic shit, and you couldn't even be bothered doing that to show your character just a tiny shred of respect? It would at least soften the blow to your audience and make it more acceptable for those that actually cared about the relationship you had developed up until that point. It's so blunt and sudden and frustrating because while the characters may have skipped 15 years, we as viewers have only skipped like a few minutes. It's such a sudden blow, so at least an explanation for it would have been nice. But no, the author doesn't give a single shit. He just throws her out of the way and doesn't look back. No regrets shown, no explanation given, just a big fuck you in the face to everyone that dared to care for the story. It's like you're at one of those conveyor belt sushi restaurants and they're serving some pretty good sushi, but then the next plate that comes along has a steaming pile of shit on it, straight out of the chef's lanky Jap bows, and he's just staring at you from the kitchen with a maniacal fucking grin on his face, expecting you to eat it because the previous plates were pretty damn good. Fuck off, man. Just because your previous work was good, if you fuck it up at the end, I'm not going to just accept it. Just because I'm a consumer doesn't mean I'm going to consume shit. Maybe he decided to sink the ship under 10 tons of his fans' salty tears because he wanted Satoru to get with Airi. But even if this may have been his vision from the start, he got sidetracked by Kaio and ran into a problem. Kaio was a shitload more important and prominent in the plot than Airi was. So how does he put Airi back into contention for the protagonist's dick? He just shoves Kaio out of the way. Not subtle at all. Just, yep, she's gone now. Forget about her. She's fucking done. Gone. Remember this girl from the start? This is the one. Seeing any parallels here to my last video? It's the fucking imprinting, man. You can't escape it. In 90% of anime where there's some kind of competition between girls for who is going to be picked by the guy, it's just the fucking first one. You've been racking yourself over who it would be in Nisekoi? It was the first girl. This harem show, first girl. That harem show, oh, first girl. 99% of the time, it's always the first girl that looks to give half a shit about him. These shitty protagonists just imprint onto the first thing without a dick that talks to them, and then they're gone. Nothing else matters anymore. They just tunnel vision on that one booty and physically can't notice anything else. Oh, which one's he going to choose in this show? Which one? Which one? It's just the first one, alright? As much as we'd love to delude ourselves over what deserves to be the one, it's just going to be the first one. Or maybe the viewer didn't want him to be with Airi and just threw that in as a kind of final hope to ease the bitter taste in the viewers' mouths, to hint that after all he went through, there was some personal reward for him. Other than this, it's pretty clear that the author wanted Satoru to be erased, to sacrifice his own life for his friends and be erased from their lives in order to protect those lives. The series is called Erased, Bokudake ga Inai Machi, the town where I alone am not in, so it's clear that this is going to be a central theme in the anime, and that's certainly how it ended up. He goes into a coma, loses his girl, and the world goes on without him. The only thing is, such important plot lines are sacrificed to make the show go this way. It cuts out all the mystery and suspense and problem solving, and just makes it that the killer reveals himself through no great solution of the protagonist, completely ruining the plotline of trying to find out who this unknown killer is, since it all just becomes redundant as he spoils that himself. Then we go into a coma and skip ahead 15 years and an out-of-character Kaio has cucked the shit out of Satoru. So then she's not needed anymore and she gets thrown into the trash because what they do with characters that are redundant, we just put them under a rug and forget about them, right? Great storytelling, great, excellent. Don't we all just love it when fan favorites just suddenly vanish from importance right at the finale of the show? What's this? The majority of the anime has revolved around her? Nah, it's good. Just chuck her in the corner. She ain't needed anymore. It's between the villain and the protagonist now. We don't need that nosy brat nudging in here. Come on, no one will notice. If you wanted to go this way all along, why did you develop these plot lines so much in the first place? If it was just to make the viewer care about Kaio more, then there's other ways to do that besides baiting romance. And as for the mystery, well, it was nice that it mainly did prioritize surviving the unknown killer and guessing his next moves rather than revealing him. However, his reveal is still a very important plot point, even if it's not the focus, because it solves all the other problems when it does get resolved. If you know who the killer is, you can avoid him killing you by calling the police on his ass. Or maybe you wanted Satoru to experience some heartbreak about being left behind and erased. Nope, because he certainly didn't fucking do that. He doesn't seem to give half a shit about it. He doesn't say anything or show any despair, depression, none of that. Did you really just use this romance to bait your audience through the middle of the show, never intending to see it through to the end? This doesn't feel like a well-developed and thought-out plot decision. It feels like you pulled a twist out of your ass just to keep the plot in line with the fucking title of all things. So lastly, maybe the viewer did it to clear way for this strange bromance he attempts to push at the end. This is in both the anime and the manga, and while they ended up being very different scenes, the themes were similar. Suddenly, Satoru and the villain understand each other. Ooh, they complete each other. Ooh, how deep, how intense. They're enemies on opposite ends of the spectrum, but they know each other so well they could just as easily be friends. What the actual fuck? Where did this come from? Him being a father figure? Dude, he really didn't have that big of a role. If you were planning on going this way from the beginning, why not develop this further rather than spending so much time developing the Kaio romance only to throw it out in favour of this? It feels like there's some kind of identity crisis going on here. Does the show want to be a romance and mystery thriller, which it was before the time skip, or a bromance thriller without the mystery at all? Because that's what it transitions to after the time skip. To make matters worse, the bromance just doesn't work whatsoever because the villain is fucking heinous, just absolutely the worst piece of shit you can imagine. Is the protagonist actually sympathizing with this guy? Not just understanding, but actually sympathizing with him for waiting 15 years for you? Is this trying to give him some kind of redemption here? Are you actually fucking forgiving him? No hard feelings, mate. I don't hate you after trying to murder all these kids. Okay. Bromance works in stuff like Death Note because the evil one is ambiguously evil and we know him intimately and witness his journey from ambiguously good deeds into being pressured so much that he became evil. The bromance here is this close relationship the two develop from working together and witnessing this transition. So when they finally come to fight each other, there's this intimate understanding there that they have earned over the course of the show. In this show, it doesn't work because it's barely developed and there's absolutely no ambiguity or transition from good to bad in the villain's crimes. This motherfucker is fucking evil. He is a heinous, disgusting scum of the earth fucking child murderer. He kills children. He fucking murders children. See this cutie pie motherfucker? He tried to kill her. What the fuck? This guy is fucking heinous and the anime is trying to give him redemption to make this moving final scene with some kind of fucking forgivable. Fuck off. I'm done. What the actual fuck is this show's morals? This story is completely fucking backwards. I'm done. I'm fucking done. Fuck this anime. Fuck this author. Hey, thanks for watching my video. As always, if you enjoyed Erased, that's great. I'm happy that it wasn't ruined for you, but these are just my opinions on it. Embellished a little to give this video some flavour. Subscribers get to, make like Yashiro and enjoy some sweets with this lolly. 1 like equals 1 candy to give her.